High in the Colorado mountains, there's a place you should never visit, especially not in winter. It's called the Overlook Hotel. It looks grand and beautiful, like a palace for a king, but this palace has a dark, dark secret. Every year, when the heavy snows come, the roads are blocked. No one can get in, and no one can get out. The hotel shuts down completely for the winter season. It needs a caretaker, someone to live there all alone, to keep the old building from freezing and falling apart. Sounds like a lonely job, right? But you're never truly alone at the Overlook. Not really. The hotel is more than just wood and stone. It's a collector of stories. Bad stories. Stories of people who came for a vacation and never left. Stories of arguments that ended in screams. The walls have seen things you wouldn't want to see in your worst nightmares. The carpets have soaked up more than just spilled drinks. The hotel remembers everything. It remembers every angry word, every tear, every drop of blood. And when winter comes and the hotel is empty and quiet, it gets hungry. It gets lonely. It wants new stories. It wants new people to play with. Imagine being trapped in a giant, empty building for 5 whole months. The silence is the first thing that gets to you. It's so deep you can hear your own heart beating. Thump, 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 thump. Then, you start to hear other things. A whisper in an empty hallway. The sound of a party in the ballroom when you know no one is there. The giggle of children in a corridor where no children should be. The hotel is waking up. It's stretching its shadowy arms. It's looking for someone to keep it company. And this year, it has found the perfect family. The Overlook doesn't just want any family, it wants a special one. A family with cracks in it. A family with worries and fears that the hotel can feed on. Like a spider, it waits patiently for its prey to wander into its web. The heavy snows are the strands of that web, cutting the family off from the rest of the world. The hotel knows that once the snow falls, they are all his. All winter long. The grand old building smiles to itself, its windows like empty eyes. It's ready for its new guests. The fun is about to begin. Meet Jack Torrance. He's a writer, or at least he wants to be. He has a wife, Wendy, and a son, Danny. Jack needs this job as the Overlook's winter caretaker. He needs a fresh start, a place to get away from all his problems. He lost his last job as a teacher because of his bad temper. He has a problem with drinking, a darkness inside him that he's trying to fight. He thinks 5 months of quiet and isolation will be perfect. He can finally finish his play and prove to everyone, and to himself, that he can be a good husband and father. He sees the Overlook as a second chance. A big, beautiful second chance. Wendy Torrance is worried. She loves Jack, but she's seen his anger before. She knows what he's capable of when things go wrong. An incident in the past, a moment when Jack's temper flared and Danny got hurt, still haunts her. She hopes this new job will be good for him, good for all of them. She tries to be positive. She tells herself that the clean mountain air and quiet time will help Jack heal. But deep down, a little voice whispers that being trapped on a mountain all winter might not be the best idea. She packs their belongings, trying to pack away her fears along with them. And then there's Danny. Danny is 5 years old. He's a quiet boy with big, serious eyes. He sees things that other people can't see. He has an imaginary friend named Tony who lives in his mouth and shows him pictures in his mind. Sometimes the pictures are nice, but lately the pictures have been scary. Tony shows him flashes of the hotel. He shows him blood pouring out of an elevator. He shows him a word written on a mirror, read rum. Danny doesn't know what it means, but it makes him feel cold all over. He doesn't want to go to the hotel. Tony doesn't want to go, but they go. The Torrance family drives up the winding mountain road, their small car looking like a toy next to the giant peaks. The Overlook Hotel waits for them at the top, like a monster in a fairy tale. Jack is full of hope, his eyes shining with excitement. This is it, he thinks. This is where I turn my life around. Wendy forces a smile, trying to believe him, and Danny sits silently in the back seat, his hands clenched into tight fists. He feels the hotel calling to him, a cold, hungry call. It knows he's coming, and it can't wait to meet him. Ooh. Danny has a secret. It's a special power. The hotel's cook, a kind man named Dick Halloran, has it too. He calls it the Shining. It's like having a bright light inside you. It lets you see things from the past. It lets you hear the thoughts of others. It's like being a mind reader and a ghost seer, all wrapped into one. When Mr. Halloran meets Danny, he knows right away that the boy's shine is the brightest he has ever seen. He warns Danny that the hotel is a bad place, a place with its own kind of shining, a dark shining. He tells Danny that the things he might see are just like pictures in a book. They can't hurt him, but can you really believe that when you see two ghostly girls standing at the end of a hallway, asking you to play with them forever and ever and ever? Danny starts seeing them all the time. They wear blue dresses and have blank, staring eyes. They aren't just pictures. They feel real. He sees other things too. He sees a party from long ago with people in fancy clothes dancing to silent music, their faces like masks. He sees a woman in a bathtub, her skin green and rotting, who tries to grab him. These aren't just pictures in a book. They are nightmares come to life. The hotel loves Danny's shining. It's like a special treat for a hungry monster. His power makes the hotel stronger. The ghosts become clearer. The whispers get louder. The hotel uses his fear as fuel. It wants him. It wants his power for itself. Danny tries to be brave. He remembers what Mr. Halloran told him. He closes his eyes and tells himself it's not real. But it's hard to ignore the feeling of cold fingers on your shoulder when no one is there. It's hard to ignore the word Redrum appearing on doors and walls. Murder, spelled backwards. Danny's imaginary friend Tony tries to protect him. Tony shows him visions of the future, trying to warn him of the danger. The visions get worse and worse. He sees his father with a crazy look in his eyes. He sees an axe. He sees snow stained with blood. Danny becomes more and more withdrawn, his face pale with fear. He rides his tricycle through the endless empty halls of the Overlook, a tiny boy in a giant, haunted maze. The hotel is a playground for ghosts, and Danny is the main attraction. He knows something terrible is going to happen. He can feel it getting closer every single day. The Overlook Hotel is not just haunted, it's evil. It's a living, breathing thing that feeds on bad emotions, and honestly, it has had a lot to feed on over the years. Mr. Ullman, the manager, tells Jack a little bit about the hotel's history. He mentions a previous winter caretaker, a man named Delbert Grady. Grady came to the hotel with his wife and two little girls, but the isolation, the loneliness, it got to him. He went crazy. He used an axe to chop up his family. Then he killed himself. A nice, happy story to hear on your first day at a new job, right? But that's just one story. The hotel is a scrapbook of horror. It was built on an old Native American burial ground. Not a good start. It was a popular spot for gangsters and criminals in the old days. There were murders, suicides, and dark deals made in its secret corners. All of that pain, all of that violence, didn't just disappear. It soaked into the building itself, into the wallpaper, the floorboards, the very air you breathe. The hotel absorbed it all, and now it wants more. It's hungry for a new tragedy to add to its collection. The hotel is a master manipulator. It knows how to find your weaknesses and use them against you. It whispers things to you when you are alone. It shows you things that aren't there. It promises you what you want most. For Jack, it promises success. It promises respect. It promises a drink. The hotel sees the darkness already inside Jack. His anger, his frustration, his weakness for alcohol, and it starts to feed it. It tells him that his family is holding him back, that Wendy and Danny are the reason he's a failure. It offers him a deal. Give us the boy, and we'll give you everything. The hotel wants Danny more than anything. His shining is like a powerhouse of psychic energy. If the hotel can absorb Danny's power, it will become stronger than ever. It could break free from its wooden walls and spread its evil out into the world. The ghosts of its past victims are its puppets. The Grady girls, the woman in room 237, the bartender named Lloyd, who serves drinks to an empty bar. They are all part of the hotel's trap. They are the bait used to lure Jack in, to turn him against his own family. The hotel doesn't just want to kill the Torrances, it wants to own them. The first snow falls, softly at first, then harder and harder. Soon, a blizzard rages outside the Overlook Hotel. The world disappears behind a thick, white curtain. The roads are gone. The phone lines are dead. The radio crackles with static and then goes silent. The Torrance family is completely, utterly alone, trapped. The silence inside the hotel gets deeper, heavier. The only sounds are the whistling of the wind and the groaning of the old building. The isolation that Jack thought would be a blessing is quickly turning into a curse. A chilling, suffocating curse. Days turn into weeks. The endless hallways seem to get longer. The patterns on the carpet seem to twist and move when you're not looking. The quiet gets inside your head. For Wendy and Danny, the hotel feels like a prison. They huddle together for warmth and comfort, trying to make believe that everything is normal. They play games and read stories, but the fear is always there. A cold shadow in the corner of the room. Wendy tries to talk to Jack, but he's becoming more and more distant. He spends all his time in the grand ballroom, hunched over his typewriter, but the pages are blank. Jack is changing. The hotel is whispering to him, and he's starting to listen. The friendly, hopeful man who arrived at the Overlook is vanishing. In his place is someone angry, irritable, and cold. He snaps at Wendy. He glares at Danny. He complains that they are interrupting his work. He starts talking to people who aren't there. He has long conversations with Lloyd, the ghostly bartender, who serves him imaginary drinks that feel all too real. Jack's fight against his inner demons is over. He has stopped fighting. He has joined them. The isolation is the hotel's greatest weapon. With no one else to talk to, no connection to the outside world, the family is forced to turn inward. But the hotel twists that too. It plants seeds of suspicion and fear. Jack starts to believe that Wendy is plotting against him. He believes that Danny is being defiant on purpose. The hotel slowly and carefully dismantles the family, breaking the bonds of love and trust that hold them together. It separates them, making them easier to conquer. The snow keeps falling, burying them deeper and deeper in the hotel's clutches. There is no escape. The hotel has Jack now. It has crawled inside his head and made a home there. The ghosts are no longer just spooky figures in the hallways. They are his friends, his advisors, his cheerleaders. They gather around him in the magnificent gold room, a ghostly party from the 1920s that is all for him. They pat him on the back. They call him the man in charge. They tell him he has always been the caretaker. He belongs here. They tell him he needs to correct his wife and son. They have been naughty, you see? They need to be punished. Jack's love for his family begins to curdle into something ugly. The hotel twists his memories. It reminds him of every time Wendy doubted him, every time he felt like a failure. It tells him she is trying to ruin his big chance. It tells him that Danny is working with outsiders, trying to bring help and spoil the hotel's fun. The ghosts whisper that a father's duty is to discipline his children. The ghost of Delbert Grady, the previous caretaker, has a long chat with Jack in the red bathroom. He tells Jack that he had to correct his own daughters with an axe. He says Jack must do the same. The transformation is terrifying. Jack's face changes. His smile becomes a crazed grin. His eyes, once full of hope, now burn with a mad light. He is no longer Jack Torrance, the struggling writer and father. He is a monster wearing his face. The hotel gave him a new job to do. It's not about fixing the boiler or shoveling snow anymore. His new job is to get Danny. The hotel needs the boy's power, and Jack is the tool it will use to get him. He picks up a roque mallet, a heavy wooden hammer from the hotel's lawn game set. He walks through the halls, calling for his family. "Wendy, I'm home." Wendy sees the change. She sees the monster her husband has become. The man she loves is gone, replaced by a puppet of the hotel. When Jack attacks her, she is forced to fight back, locking him in the food pantry to save herself and Danny. But the hotel won't let its new favorite toy stay locked up for long. The ghosts open the door for him. "Your wife locked you in, Mr. Torrance," a ghostly voice says. "But we'll take care of that." Jack is free again, and this time he has an axe. The real nightmare has begun. He is hunting his own family through the haunted halls of the Overlook. Danny is terrified. His father, the man who was supposed to protect him, is now the monster hunting him. "Here's Johnny!" he screams, his crazed face appearing in the hole he chopped in the bathroom door. Wendy and Danny are trapped. The hotel is about to win. But Danny does the only thing he can. He uses his shining. He sends out a desperate, silent scream for help, a psychic SOS that travels hundreds of miles over the snow-covered mountains. He calls out to the only other person he knows who can hear him. He calls for his friend, Dick Halloran. Far away in Florida, Mr. Halloran feels Danny's terror. It hits him like a physical blow. He knows something is terribly wrong at the Overlook. He gets on the first plane he can, then rents a special snowcrawler vehicle to battle the blizzard and drive up the mountain. He is their only hope. Back at the hotel, Jack is getting closer. He limps through the halls, the axe in his hand, calling for his son. The hotel is giddy with excitement. It can taste its victory. It has its new family, its new story of blood and tragedy. But Jack forgot one thing. He is supposed to be the caretaker. He is supposed to take care of the old, unstable boiler in the basement. As he hunts his family, the pressure in the boiler builds and builds, neglected for hours. Halloran arrives, and Jack attacks him, but the distraction gives Wendy and Danny a chance to escape. Danny, using his wits, runs into the hotel's huge hedge maze. He knows the maze by heart. His father does not. He cleverly lays a false trail and hides, watching as his father, blinded by rage and the hotel's influence, stumbles deeper and deeper into the frozen labyrinth. Lost and alone, Wendy and Danny find Halloran, injured but alive, and they escape the hotel in his snowcrawler. As they drive away, they see a bright orange glow behind them. The boiler has exploded. The Overlook Hotel, the collector of nightmares, is being consumed by fire. The ghosts scream as their playground burns. Jack Torrance freezes to death in the maze, his face a mask of insane fury. The hotel is destroyed, its evil power broken. The family survives. They are scarred, forever changed by the horror they endured. But they are free. They learned that the most terrifying monsters are not ghosts, but the darkness that can grow inside the people we love. But they also learned that love, and a little bit of shining, can be strong enough to fight it.